Welcome back to the Premium Wrestling Podcast. And just to address some things, YouTube was screwing around and just wouldn't let us upload for the past few weeks. So I decided whenever I get my new iPad, that's going to be when we'll restart the whole thing. So I've got my new iPad. I've got Matthew beside me here. We've just been playing basketball all day. It was good fun. But we're going to get some SummerSlam predictions here, as SummerSlam is on Sunday. So, shall we start this off, Matthew?
It's far away.
It's far away. So the first match for the Raw Tag Team titles, the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford against Andrade and Angel Garza. So there's been a little bit of a backstory going in. Montez Ford was poisoned by Zelina Vega. So that's the main story going into this match.
And being attacked at her house as well from Bianca Belair.
That is true. Now, this match wasn't meant to happen at WrestleMania, wasn't it? If I recall, it's meant to be Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza for the tags at WrestleMania, but Andrade he was suspended maybe back then, or he was injured.
He was injured, I think.
So we're getting it now at the second biggest show, SummerSlam. I'm going to give my prediction here. I think we're going to have some new Raw Tag Team Champions in Andrade and Angel Garza. They've been pretty entertaining. It's been a good story told over the past few months, especially with the whole Austin Theory thing, but he's kind of just disappeared. But I think it's their time now. I think Vince sees a lot in Angel Garza, from what I've heard, that he's the next Eddie Guerrero. Matthew's sitting here like, why would you think Angel Garza's the next Eddie?
Eddie? There's only one ever Eddie. If I had to give somebody towards Eddie, I'd say Ray. No one else. Or Chavo Guerrero, like Eddie as well. But Angel Garza's, in my eyes, he's actually good. I think like Angel Garza's his own person. So,
well, they are very talented in ring, Andrade and Angel Garza, so I think they are going to win the titles here. Matthew, your prediction for the Raw Tag title match?
I like to go with Street Profits.
Bearing in mind they've held the belt since February, I think. A Raw in February, they beat Rollins and Buddy Murphy. She's still sticking with those. I'm going to record these.
No, but, well, they are my... Like, I want to go with them. Like, I want them to win. But in my eyes, I feel like it'll be Garza and Andrade to win it.
I'm recording these, so
Yeah.
we're going to see who wins. It's going to be a tough one, I think. So you're going with
Angel Garza and Andrade. Like, I want Profits. Like, I want to smoke all the time, but I feel like it is Andrade and Garza's time to do it.
Right, I'm writing this down. Alright, so we're going to move on to the WWE Championship match. Big Daddy Claymore, the WWE Champion, Drew McIntyre, facing the Viper, the Apex Predator, and once again, the Legend Killer, Randy Orton. Matthew, take it away with your thoughts on this one.
It's a tough one to say. With Orton taking out Edge, Christian, Show, and Flair.
And Shawn Michaels.
Don't want to say, no, this isn't part of it, but a lot of people have give Shawn back talk like for not selling the RKO and Punt, and even I will say he stood up right away from it and shook it off like it was nothing. Shawn, in my eyes, needs to step away from the part of still being, the showstopper, like he's immortal. Just because he's one of the greatest of all time, he still acts like nobody can touch him. He needs to step away from that. But at the minute, the way Orton took them all out, I have a feeling this is Orton's time to be champion again. Even though I do want Drew. Drew's deserved it for many times. And even Drew said he got fired a couple of years ago and Orton did stuff and he should have been, Drew deserves this. Orton, I think, he's had it too long, but he also, it's been too long since he's had a title as well. So, it's like half and half for me. I think I'd be happy whoever wins.
You're going Orton then?
Orton, yeah.
I'm also going Randy Orton too. Now, I'm similarly really enjoying Drew McIntyre's title reign and would be sad to see it end. But I think Randy Orton has just been on fire the past couple of months. I've really been enjoying what he's doing. I think him and Seth have been the two main highlights of Raw, along with Drew McIntyre. I think they give Randy Orton the belt. I heard that he was going to hold it to WrestleMania 37, maybe. That is quite some time away. I was maybe thinking...
I think I heard a rumour that Brock's meant to get it again, then Drew beats Brock again with the fans there this time.
See, I don't want to see that.
No.
No. See, something tells me Drew will lose here and will win it back, maybe Hell in a Cell or sometime, because I don't think... Maybe Survivor Series. I don't think Randy Orton can actually be the WWE champion for a match with Edge. It shouldn't be for the WWE title.
No.
Edge, when he returns, should not be thrusted into a world title match. I think he's needs to have the blow-off match with Orton at WrestleMania, but not for the WWE title. So I'm going Orton here, but I think Drew will win it back soon after.
Yeah.
Third match here we're going to predict for the United States title. Apollo Crews versus MVP. MVP's fellow Hurt Business buddies, Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, are banned from ringside. I'm going to take Apollo Crews in this one. I think he's deserved it for a while. MVP and the Hurt Business have been great, to be fair. MVP obviously introduced the new looking United States title, which isn't bad. It's not bad, but the old one was better, wouldn't you agree, Matthew?
Old one is also one of my favourites of all time, so they should bring it back. I hope they do.
And there was a timeless design, but the look of the title aside, Apollo Crews, I think, is going to win this match. Just because he's not done things that memorable in his reign yet. Who you picking, Matthew?
I like to go with MVP.
Ooh.
Because when him and Lashley and Impact together, that was one of my favourite factions, to be honest. I love them two together. So, but the way they are in WWE, it's different. You know, Lashley's become more powerful, and Shelton Benjamin, like, he's a big guy. You know, with them three together plus MVP being a big guy, I like to see them maybe even go but Lashley Benjamin for the tag titles. Even maybe, you never know. MVP got to go for it.
I could see something happening here in this match where MVP does win the title. And that would probably be a heel turn by Cedric Alexander.
I was going to say Mustafa Ali.
No.
That's in my head, and I think...
I could see Cedric joining the Hurt Business.
No.
I don't think Ricochet will. There's no way Ricochet's joining. I don't think Mustafa Ali would fit that well in the Hurt Business.
Well, sure, the SmackDown hacker was meant to be Ali. That's what was actually there. I think like they revealed it at one point. It was meant to be him, and it was him, and so he would have been a heel. But then they just kept him as a face. So it's like a bit of a giveaway. It could be Ali to join them. Never know.
They've teased the Cedric heel turn, I think, so I think it will be him. That's the only way I see MVP winning the match. But we will have to see on Sunday who walks away with the United States title. Fourth match is the one I'm most looking forward to. It's a street fight. Dominic Mysterio with Rey Mysterio in his corner versus the Monday Night Messiah, my boy Seth Rollins with Murphy in his corner. Matthew, debut match for Dominic here. Is he going to win it?
I have a feeling with all the hype that he's got recently, he will. But it shouldn't be the Seth. I'm going to say a guy that's destroyed. Well, he's beat Roman Reigns. He's beaten Brock.
John Cena.
There you go, John Cena.
Triple H.
So many big names he has defeated. For a guy that's still, like, he's not even, like, 20 yet, to have his debut and, you know, beat Seth Rollins, the man, you know, the husband, soon to be the husband of the man. You know, it's a bit of a downfall if they let him beat Seth, in my eyes. If there were to, it should be an interference by Ray, not just by a fair defeat. It would be bad for Seth's career. So I gotta go with Seth to win this.
Okay.
He has to win it.
Okay. Now, I've enjoyed the feud between the Mysterios and Rollins. I think it has the end here. And Rollins got the win at Extreme Rules. So, as much as I hate betting against Seth, my boy, to stay on the safe side, I'm going to go with Dominic. Just because it's his debut match. But
not think beating someone like
Yeah,
Seth
but
in
you
his
see-
debut.
Seth, I read an interview with him done by Bleacher Report a couple of days ago where he talked about, well, they asked him what was really next for him. He said just to help newer guys, younger
I've
talent.
seen about that, like Seth becoming a locker room leader as well.
He is, and I don't think it's going to hurt Seth anyway, losing to Dominic. I mean, if they won it the next night on Raw, they could literally make Seth the WWE champion and nobody would ask questions about it. I think it'll do wonders for Dominic to get the win over Seth. Whether, even if he loses, it's going to do wonders for him that he's faced
Yeah, but
Rollins in his debut.
what about Seth though? Like a downfall for
It's
him.
not going to be a downfall. There has to be some retribution here somehow
don't
for
mind.
what Rollins has done to Ray, the kendo stick attack, and Dominic, wrecking or breaking Aleister Black's arm. I don't know where Humberto Carrillo's gone, but Seth's not had a great time with him either. So there has to be some retribution and an end to this.
I wouldn't mind him beating him, only if Ray was to get involved. But by a clean sheet defeat, it doesn't make sense.
Could you see Murphy turning on Seth in this match?
Yes, that's one thing I could see happening.
That could be a possibility because I'm not really sure if Seth loses and the feud's over where he goes now from here.
Was it not? I think it was said that he was going to go home because Becky has also been missing the wrestling. But I think it would make a bit better
But
if
I don't
Seth
think
was at
they're
home.
due their child to December and it's some time for Seth to be off. Like something tells me Raw won't be as good without him. It's not been as good without, well,
I think that's where
you
Brock
do,
is going to come in to replace Seth.
Brock.
And also plus Goldberg, have you seen sign a two
Yeah, but he's
deal?
SmackDown though.
You never know. Brock
You
jumped
never know.
ship to Raw.
Yeah, but
Fighting Kofi, so
I don't know where Seth goes from here. I could see him having the feud with Murphy if Murphy turns heel on him, and then they could maybe get 2 or 3 months out of that before he goes off to be with Becky for a bit. I mean, if they're due to chat in January, he could maybe return at the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, but he's going to have to take some time off soon. But I think there's still a lot that can be done with the Monday Night Messiah character. But I think the feud with Ray and Dominic has the end here at SummerSlam. But I'm predicting Dominic in his debut match to win. As much as it pains me to say it. The next one, we have a singles match for the Raw Women's Championship. Sasha Banks versus Asuka. Do you mind if I take this one away?
Go ahead.
Love Sasha Banks and Bayley. They've been 2 of the best things about WWE. Been appearing on all 3 shows. Got all the gold. That's the main thing here. But what I think is going to happen in this match is Sasha Banks loses the title. Now, Asuka's a Raw superstar and Sasha's a SmackDown superstar, so why has Sasha got the Raw title? I think Sasha is going to lose here. But it's I kind of need to predict the Bayley Asuka match. I'm going to group these 2 together, okay? Is that fine with you?
Yeah.
So I think that Bayley is going to beat Asuka. So I'm going to predict Bayley here. I'll write that down. Bayley's going to beat Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title. But she's going to cost Sasha Banks the Raw Women's title. I think this could happen. I'm not sure they have a women's title, tag title defense the next week at Payback. That's an issue. But I think that's good. That's what's going to happen here. I think, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, that's my prediction for that match. Those 2 matches. Matthew, your prediction for the Raw match and the SmackDown Women's match?
I think I would say the same. I wouldn't say like by mistake Bayley would get involved with the Sasha Banks and Asuka to help, but then end up actually costing Banks the title. And then when it comes to Bayley and Asuka, Sasha will deliberately get Bayley to lose the title.
So you think Sasha's costing Bayley?
Yeah, deliberate, because Bayley will cost Sasha by mistake. Try to help her and then get distracted.
So you think Asuka is walking away with both women's titles?
Both.
Okay.
And then that
That's
leads up with Bayley and Sasha brawling at SummerSlam.
that's how we mean.
Yeah.
How are they brought SummerSlam? It is SummerSlam, Matthew. Come on.
Yeah.
They're gonna just fight at
I
SummerSlam.
can
They're just
see
gonna
it
have a
happening.
fight,
They're
just
gonna go for
just
it.
not a sanction match, just a fight. Is that what you're meaning?
Yeah, they're just gonna break
But
it.
not in their official big match that they're due to have.
No, just after Sasha cost Bailey the title.
Oh,
they'll just
okay,
start
right.
fighting.
I'm with you now. I'm with you.
Refs breaking up and everything.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right, but we'll have to see. I mean, they both have the women's tags. I would assume they'll have to lose those as well. They'll probably just if there's a turn, I think they'll be bickering back and forth in that match at Payback. That's what's going to happen, in my opinion. 7th match that has been announced: the Universal title, Braun Strowman versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Now Braun's got this new bald look. I mean, the guy was balding anyway, but he kind of looks different. I think it suits him because he's got that long beard. But I think he's a heel now. He's the Monster of Monsters. Is that his new nickname?
Like, the Fiend is actually good friends now with Alexa. But, I'm hard to say, because the week when he attacked her for the second, like, when Alexa put the hand out, the Fiend stepped back. Like,
So
at first it looked like it was trying to help.
Is Alexa's sister Abigail? That's the question. I hope not. I hope not. I
It's
just hope
definitely not, because Alexa tried this. Well, you can definitely see she tried to snap Braun out of it. Like, even hitting him, so I think it can tell she's not. But it's a good tactic the way that the Fiend's using her against him. It's a great tactic because now Braun's not even caring anymore. So I think the Fiend's got Braun where he has him. I think I see the Fiend walking away with us. I seen that at first.
I disagree.
No, I was going to come to you. I seen that at first, but now the way Braun's, when he shaved the hair and the way he's changed it, I think he's got the Fiend wrapped around his hand now.
So you picking Braun?
Yeah. Like, it's kind of back and forwards every week I see SmackDown. It's just, not to mention tonight, with the whole new setup now of Smack, with everything. The Thunderdome. I keep calling it the Superdome.
Silverdome, the Hulk Hogan mix up.
Oh.
Can I say, I think Braun is going to win too.
Yeah.
I really do not want the Fiend to win.
That's the problem.
I'm not a fan of the Fiend at all. The only time I've ever liked Bray Wyatt was when he was with Matt Hardy. So I think Braun's going to win here.
I think the problem with this, the Fiend reminds me of like Kane and Undertaker, and you know they weren't known as well for being champions. They were known for just dominating and destroying people. That's what makes the Fiend for me.
I like Braun's new character. I'm interested to see where it goes because lately Braun, his Universal title's reign has been mediocre.
Mm.
He's just not been that interesting.
It's
and
been
I like
kind of
Braun.
the same.
It was 3 years too late, in my opinion, giving Braun the Universal title. And he should have got it in 2017. And even at that, when Roman went away with his leukemia, he probably should have wanted that crown jewel.
SummerSlam, No
Mercy,
Royal Rumble 2018.
There's so many times.
And then the Super Showdown 2019.
I don't even remember. There's that many. Crown jewel, I think it was. There's that many times that Braun should have got the title. But he got it at WrestleMania against Goldberg.
Also, not the thing. The reason for that, I think, is because actually Braun was disagreeing with some things. He wasn't doing his promos right. He was speaking what he wanted to say, and Vince didn't like it because he wasn't listening to them backstage. But now Braun is agreeing with it. That's why he had a hard time not listening.
We need Braun. We need Braun to win.
Yeah.
And we need him to be this just dominant heel, running over the SmackDown roster.
The old Braun needs to come back. Like, no more being...
Like the 2017 Braun, where the heel Braun, where he had the ambulance match with Roman at Extreme Rules, I think it was. That was the best Braun.
With Corbin, like when he ran after, I think the night after Crown Jewel, when he cost him, the way Braun went through everybody and charged that. I think it was a bit of a face that night. You know, if he had been, I need that all destructive Braun back.
All right.
Like even when he was IC title, started dancing in the ring with the New Day. That to me was good, but then it just shows a soft side of a monster that didn't look good.
Okay.
So, you know.
So the last match that's been announced yet, this is Friday, bear in mind, is Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville in a hair versus hair match.
Did we notice that we're the Billions? Is that Billy and Asuka's right after Sasha and Asuka?
Yep. You predicted Asuka
I didn't hear
for
you
both.
say that. That's going to be hard.
You predicted... I think it might be.
Right, like 2 matches together.
I don't know. It might be. I don't know.
It'd be better if that was the main event. have them turn at the main
What
event.
the main event I think will be Orton
Yeah,
Drew. I
obviously
think
that's not
that's
the
a
right
hell of a
match
main
card.
event. That's a hell of a main event, to be fair.
Well, you
But-
never know. Sure, WrestleMania last year was the start with Seth and Brock, so
Yeah, but the main event was the women's triple threat.
it could be same SummerSlam.
Oh well, you never know.
So what was that match? Sorry, I can't.
Mandy, Sonya, hair versus hair. Who you
I seen a picture online there when it was
So did I.
with the bald Mandy. Okay, yeah, Mandy. It's hard, like everyone's know, like Sonya is let me say, like, not saying it should be like that, but she's lesbian, so like it's not really gonna mean, like, it's not. I don't know how to put this. No, how do I put this? Mark, you take it away. It's hard to say. I see a picture of Mandy and it doesn't look, either one of them bald. It doesn't look good. I just think whoever goes bald, they need to keep off TV for a while. Let the hair grow back. Bald Mandy, seen it. It's not good. In my eyes,
predicting
bald
Mandy.
match. If it was my decision, I wouldn't have a bald match.
You're
Bald
predicting
hair.
Mandy.
I wouldn't have a bald hair match.
Right, I understand what you're trying to
It's
say.
hard to say. I don't know.
I
'cause-
understand what you're trying to say about Sonya. We just don't want to bring that up on the
No,
podcast.
because when I read on, somebody said something about that.
I've seen that too.
I didn't agree with it, but somebody says it should be like that.
I think Mandy
That's bad.
will win because there's no way in hell Mandy Rose probably wants to get her head shaved. Sonya Deville seems like the kind of type that would be like,
But the way Mandy's hair was recently, like, it was short hair. A bit. I think Mandy would suit short hair, but not bald.
I think
It's hard to.
Sonya Deville could have potentially pitched this idea. I think that she'd be totally down to do it, and I don't.
I think Sonya would.
we
She
don't-
looks better with long hair, and I think Mandy could suit a short hair type look.
I'm
like
not
Rhea Ripley.
I'm not a big Sonya fan. On a Rhea Ripley's hair is much better longer in my opinion. I mean, it's all right.
But I think if Mandy had the type of hair Ripley has, like went that short, it could suit her.
I don't know. She's not the same build as Rhea Ripley. That's the problem.
Yeah,
She's not
fair
exactly a badass. I think Sonya
No.
Deville loses this match to Mandy because I don't think Mandy Rose is going.
It's just a hard match to pick.
I don't think she would ever agree to that. I think Sonya Deville probably has the guts to agree to something like that.
Like, let's go back to the WrestleMania 26, was it? Bald with Donald Trump and Vince. That bald Vince, hell no.
I
Wouldn't have had it.
don't want to go too in depth the reasons as why that people have said online, and Matthew somewhat reference here.
No, but I'm like saying I don't agree with it. I'm saying that people have said that, and it doesn't make sense. That's why Sonya deserves to go bald. It doesn't make sense.
we're gonna
The bald match, in my eyes, is just not a good idea.
it's not a good idea either.
Nobody looks just like I said. That Vince bald match was terrible. Like, Vince is always known for having the good hair. He's always known for having it. So
Alright, I think we're
bad.
done with this hair versus hair match. I don't want
It
to talk any more about it. I just want to get a couple more things. I think there will be Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles Intercontinental title match. And I think there could be a potential Otis cash in here because it's been forgotten about that he's get the money in the bank.
Yeah, this.
But I
don't
think
know,
that
even
could be
I've
happening.
forgotten every night until I seen him there last week. I forgot he was the. They're back in the tag team match now, so I forgot even. So apparently Otis, I seen, was trying to get like the Money in the Bank changed to being a tag team Money in the Bank briefcase.
But anyway,
So this is.
I hope not.
It's
But
like half SummerSlam's messed up, but the most of it looks like it's good.
I think it'll be a good show. And there's NXT too the night before, which
That's
is
right.
looking good.
Pat McAfee and Adam Cole just want to go to this. I don't really say nothing, but I really hate Pat McAfee for what he did.
It's not real though.
No, it wasn't. The way they made it happen, like, it felt real, and I just don't like the way you're having a TV presenter podcast guy who's never wrestled doing somebody with Adam Cole.
Pat's always came across as annoying when
He
he's
has.
doing
I hate him when
the
he
thing,
does
and I
it.
think it's just being his character. I don't know. I don't watch Pat McAfee's show to know, but
Well, I've seen some people do
I
say
don't
he's like
think
that in
he
real
can
life.
beat Adam Cole. That's just not. If Adam Cole goes from being the longest reigning NXT
Losing
champion
this guy.
to losing to Pat McAfee, and no disrespect to Pat McAfee, I think he's made this thing entertaining. In fairness to him,
That kick to Cole's head was a good kick.
just no thanks. But last thing before we wrap this up here, if there's any more matches, and I'm sure there will be added, stay tuned to our Twitter at official PWP, and we will give the predictions there.
Forgot one big thing, big story. Renee Young quit
wanna quick-
WWE.
That's fair. We may as well just reference this.
No, I seen about it. She's not actually going to AEW. She said, I don't know if she said it, but I seen like somebody heard from her that she wants to quit because she's wanting to have a family now with Moxley. So, and another rumour that Moxley could return to WWE in the future. Apparently he's trying to get out of his AEW contract at the minute.
Where did you hear this?
Well, also, everyone's heard that Matt Hardy was getting a bit sick backstage of AEW creative team. Like, they weren't liking the way they were making him. And even Moxley's got a bit sick of it now.
I love Matt Hardy a lot.
But Matt Hardy said he hated WWE more. So
and it's one of the only reasons that I would watch AEW.
Is Hardy.
Is Matt Hardy.
Not to say, the chair shot he took from Zayn, and the next week, you could see the stitch in his head. Like, I know Sami Zayn's a great wrestler, but...
Sami Zayn.
Not this is
Sammy Guevara. Sami Zayn.
This is how bad I am.
Sami Zayn is a great wrestler, to be
messed
fair.
Up things in wrestling. Not to say Sami Zayn. Oh, flip.
Sami Guevara.
I know, everyone's messed up.
Sami Zayn's also a great wrestler.
See, I watch all of them shows, and it's so messed up people with the same damn name.
No,
Sami Guevara with that chair shot to Hardy. I know he's a great wrestler, but...
Renee Young. Back to the Renee Young thing. I think it's a shame that she's going to leave. She's very talented. I do like Renee Young.
Everyone praised her, seen CM Punk even praised
when she
her.
was on commentary, it was enjoyable, I thought.
She made it good.
She made it good. Now, some of it was a wee bit iffy.
She was like awkward.
Some of it was a bit awkward, but she was for the most part, she was good.
She makes people feel like, when you hear her talk, she praises a lot of people and that makes them talk. Like, she's like a badass type commentary person to me. Commentator.
Best commentator is Corey Graves, in my opinion.
Oh, he's a critic, but he's good.
I like Corey Graves.
He reminds me a bit of a JBL. Corey Graves is like a JBL to me.
See, I like those kind of heelish commentators more. I mean, I think both commentary teams are great. I'm liking Samoa Joe on commentary.
Oh, he's always been good on mic.
But I want to say... Yo, I've actually just remembered... Monday at Messiah, I was like, where could he go from here? A feud with Samoa Joe. That's what is going to have to happen. How do I forget? That needs to happen.
This is another thing I've seen. Apparently Samoa Joe was actually meant to turn on Dominic. And Dominic's next feud would be after he beats Seth, he beats Samoa Joe.
I could see Samoa Joe joining Seth. There's so many possibilities, but we just don't have the time. We don't have the time to get into this.
Two best guys on the mic joining together.
We don't have the time to get into this.
I know. Leave us. We'll talk about this in our next.
We will talk about this if Samoa Joe joins Rollins or.
This happens at SummerSlam, is to say best faction ever. So.
All right.
So take it away.
I hope you enjoyed this SummerSlam predictions and the short backstory on the Renee Young thing. We got a little sidetracked sometimes, but it's just
that was not my fault. I didn't mean to say that. That's from other people. I heard that. That's not me. I'm not like that.
We're just having fun, having a bit of crack, as we say here.
Yeah.
But we will predict any future or any more matches that are announced for SummerSlam on our Twitter @officialpwp.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you very much. I've been Mark, and that's been Matthew.
Hardcore hell. No, I'm not saying that.
Don't be swearing. We're trying to eventually get this off the ground. Don't we?
Unless you're stone cold, you got to get a bit of an.
Oh, just give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, cheers, folks.